Hey K-popers, and welcome back to Hallyu, where it's time for a brand new K-pop news update. This week had no shortage of huge news, both good and bad, with updates on Rosé's solo debut, Tzuyu and her family being robbed, the tragic passing of rapper HyunA, and huge business ventures between Naver, Big Hit, and YG that makes Weverse the future of K-pop. Before we get started, a quick thank you to Hallyu's honorary producers. Hallyu's patrons get to show off their bias group right here in every video, they get to have their say in future videos and projects on the channel, and they get access to the official Hallyu Discord server where they can chat about K-pop and even listen to it together. So if you want to leave your mark on Hallyu and be a part of our growing community, come join us over on Patreon. Alright guys, let's jump right in. This is your K-pop news update for January 31st, 2021. Now let's get the bad news stories out of the way first, starting with some shocking news surrounding Twice's maknae Tzuyu. It came out a few days ago that Chuyu's family home, which is in Taiwan, was burglarized. The robber did not take any typical valuable goods or monetary possessions though, but instead focused on stealing a ton of autographed Twice and Tzuyu goods. And the person who stole from them was actually somebody who had been hired as staff to clean the house and who was recommended to Chuyu's family by a good family friend. For those of you who watch Korean film a lot like I do, this is basically the start of the movie Parasite in real life. The robber stole 62 photos, 11 albums, and 2 photobooks, which were all autographed by Tzuyu. Now the funny thing here is that justice was served even before the police caught the suspect, because fans refused to buy these goods at the low price they were being sold for. Fans knew something was off, and only one album of the entire collection of stolen items was sold before the burglar was caught, and they have since been released on bail. Obviously, above all of this, I hope that Tzuyu and her family are doing well and that they're recovering from the stress and the violation of their privacy and trust. Being robbed is an experience that can really change how you view the world, and I hope that they're getting all the support that they need. Now for this next story, I'm obviously going to give a big trigger warning as the rapper HyunA was found dead at his apartment complex on January 25th. He was reportedly found unconscious and bleeding in a flower bed at his building at 10:25 a.m. that day, and despite being rushed to hospital, did pass away. The Seoul Jongbu police station further updated the situation, saying that it is clear it was not a homicide and the cause of death is so clear that no autopsy will be performed. No note was found at the scene. In case you don't know, HyunA certainly did have his share of scandals, and a lot of people did not approve of his life choices and actions, but nonetheless, this is still a very tragic end to an artist's life. Rest in peace, HyunA. We've gotten a couple interesting updates about Blackpink member Rosé's upcoming solo debut. First off, YG shared this teaser on their YouTube channel, which has roughly 30 million views already, which is insane. But then YG said that the audio in this teaser is for a B-side, which of course means that it's not just a single. Rosé will be releasing a solo album for her debut. Now what about that title track then? Well, Blackpink just held their online concert the show and Rosé performed the song on there. It's called Gone, and it's an English song which of course will be the feature of this upcoming debut album. YG released an official update which says, Rosé has already completed the music video filming for the title song of her solo debut album in the middle of January. It's a music video with a large scale worthy of its high production cost, so we are doing our best to improve the level of completeness for it. We are planning to officially announce the album release schedule soon. Now, with YG's history, I am still waiting for concrete dates here, but things are certainly looking good for Blinks right now. And while we're talking about YG, let's talk about what happened this week with Big Hit, YG, and Weverse, because there were some big time business deals that were made that are going to change K-pop in the future. So there's two big pieces to this that I'm going to share, and then we'll talk about what it means for Big Hit, for YG, and for K-pop fans as a whole. The first big news is that Big Hit and YG have formed a strategic partnership which will affect content distribution and media platforms. This means that YG artists will now be on Weverse. Additionally, YG is working on new business models for how to provide new experiences and distribute merchandise, including physical albums. Along with this, Big Hit and their subsidiary company BNX invested 70 billion Korean won into YG+. And that was all just the first piece. The second massive piece of news is that Naver transferred V-Live to BNX, as well as investing 354.8 billion Korean won in the company. This is monstrous, as V-Live is a huge platform used by millions of fans and has tons of opportunities for amazing integrations now that it's owned by Weverse. So I know that's a lot of talk about business and money, but for you and me as K-pop fans, what does it mean? Well, first off, it means that Weverse is the platform of the future. With the content from YG and the capability and following from V-Live, Weverse will be the one-stop shop for us K-pop fans to enjoy interactions with artists and their content. It also means that, much like I said Big Hit should do in my analysis of the big four labels, they are making sure that they've got lots of money coming in for the day that BTS can no longer promote together by expanding Weverse. I personally think that in a year or two, Weverse will be making Big Hit more money than BTS. This is a platform where every K-pop fan will be going regularly, and as I mentioned, they're investing in new ways to monetize that experience and distribute new merch. And one final point I want to make here is that I think this is signaling what the future of K-pop is going to look like. We're past the age of enemy labels like SM or JYP competing against each other in Korea. These labels have realized that they've already conquered Korea and now it's on to the rest of the world, and they're going to be teaming up to expand globally, so we're going to see some awesome crossovers from that. The future of K-pop is really bright and now it's going to be worldwide. Alright, now let's switch over to the new releases that we got this week since we had another huge week of big name comebacks. To start things off, we had the legendary IU, who is back with a new sound in her latest comeback. This is Celebrity. iKON's Bobby delivered a hardcore rap song this week in You Mad. Golden Child find themselves in a zombie apocalypse in their latest track, Burn It. TVXQ's YOONO is back with Eeny Meeny, which features Red Velvet's Seulgi. Dreamcatcher's patented hardcore vibe is stronger than ever this week. This is Odd Eye. IZ*ONE are back with Da Da Dance, a release whose MV as of right now has only officially been posted on Universe and not YouTube, so I apologize for this low MV quality. Super Junior's Kyuhyun gave us Moving On, a ballad showing off his soft and soothing voice. Minseo dropped Who's With Me this week, a delightfully sweet song. And last but certainly not least, we have the legend HyunA, who is back with this hard-hitting track called I'm Not Cool. As always, let me know what new songs you've really been enjoying this week in the comments. My pick for this week is IU's song Celebrity. I love that she's trying out different sounds, and it's hard not to enjoy such a talented vocalist no matter the vibe of the song. And now back to the news, where it finally happened. EXO's D.O is officially discharged from his military service. He finished his tour of duty on January 25th. Welcome back, D.O. 2PM's Taecyeon has asked G-idol Soyeon to write a song for the boy group. After seeing a video about how Soyeon is a big fan of 2PM, he reached out and said, "Soyeon, since this is the case, please write us a song." IU has achieved a perfect all-kill for Celebrity. Yoon continues to show her dominance and maintain her spot as the nation's little sister. GOT7's Jinyoung has signed a contract with BH Entertainment. And to be clear, BH isn't short for Big Hit, this is a separate agency. The statement from the agency says, "Through BH Entertainment System, we will provide both material and emotional support for Jinyoung's diverse career as an actor and a musician." And speaking of GOT7, Mark has officially left for his hometown of Los Angeles. Mark shared this update which says, "Until we meet again, everyone be healthy and happy." SHINee held a special live broadcast today, January 31st, called The Ringtone SHINee's Back. They chatted about old memories from the past and shared that their 7th album will be coming out on February 22nd, which is just a few weeks from now. We've finally got a confirmed full lineup for Mnet's upcoming Kingdom show. The groups involved include The Boys, iKON, Stray Kids, B2B, SF9, and ATEEZ. That is an insane roster, and I can't wait to see what this show is going to bring for us in the future. AKMU have re-signed with YG Entertainment for 5 more years. I think this makes a lot of sense, since not only have AKMU been with YG for a long time and no doubt have built some strong relationships there, but they also have a lot of control over their music and their artistic direction. And speaking of YG artists, Winner's Seung will be releasing his very own solo studio album. Seung hasn't been a soloist since Superstar K2 back in the days of 2013, and he's expecting to drop the album in March. Amber has been revealed as a mentor for the upcoming 2021 version of the Chinese Produce Camp show. I think there's actually a lot of subtle things going on beneath this decision for Amber. Obviously, she's a Chinese American and has shown that she wants to promote in both countries before, but as we all know, the US and China aren't exactly friendly at the moment, so I'm curious if this means that Amber is committing to promoting in China like some of her former FX bandmates have been. We got a sneak peek of Blackpink's upcoming concert this week, as the girls had a performance of Pretty Savage from the concert on James Corden. Are you going to be watching their concert? Let me know down in the comments. IU's agency has shared an update with us on the legal action that they've been taking against malicious commenters, and they have been going hard. Several perpetrators have been indicted for defamation and have received fines, while other first-time offenders were indicted and required to complete educational courses. They are continuing to collect evidence too and to go after these malicious commenters, and I'm really glad to see that these people are facing the consequences of their actions online. Alright, now let's talk about what happened on music shows this week. The show finally did return to broadcasts, but Show Champion didn't have one this week, so still only 5 trophies were awarded. Did you know that the last time we had all 6 music shows in a week was the week of November 17th? It's been forever since we've had a full week. Anyways, let's get to the results. This week, G-Idol continued strong, taking 4 of the 5 wins for Hwa and pushing their total to 9 wins for the song. And on Music Bank, it was YooNo who pulled off the win for his new song, Thank You. Alright K-popers, you are now officially caught up on everything going on in the K-pop world. Let me know what new songs and what news items stood out to you down in the comments. And don't forget to check back tomorrow. We're into the semi-final battles of our search for the best modern K-pop group. This week's votes will decide who represents the boys and who represents the girls in the grand finals, so be sure to tune in for that. And if you want to stay caught up with the K-pop world while having a ton of fun every week, make sure you're subscribed to HyunA.